Hi everyone, you're listening to Nutritional Questions with Julie, and I'm a registered dietitian. Today I'm going to talk to you about smoothies. Lately they've been all the rage, whether or not people have smoothies for breakfast, after workout smoothie, having it as a lunch, which is perfectly fine, but I hear a lot of times what people put in their smoothies, and sometimes it can just be overloaded with sugar. So I just want to go over a couple basic concepts with you of just how to put together a smoothie or what we should add to it. So first off, if you're using it as like a meal replacement, so whether you're making a smoothie for breakfast or you're having it for lunch, I kind of like to think of three components. Think of putting together a healthy plate. So your smoothie should at least have some type of vegetable. And some of the vegetables that don't have a strong flavor are things like romaine lettuce, spinach, cucumbers. If you can tolerate those, sometimes people do kale, which has a little bit more of like a bitter green taste, but still delicious. And then you always want to make sure that there's some protein. Many times people do a smoothie in the morning for breakfast and there's just no protein in it. So your protein can be from Greek yogurt, it can be a scoop of protein powder, you can even use half a block of tofu, which actually blends really nice and makes it creamy. Just look for the firm ones. Other times you can always do, they have powdered peanut butter, which doesn't have any sugar and like the fat is reduced, so you're just getting the peanut butter flavor but still some to the protein. So those are some options. And then when it comes to fruit, usually people do fruit as a flavoring. So I would say keep it to one serving of fruit. So one serving could be 1 cup berries, half a banana, 1 small apple, a small plum, chopped up, or some people use the frozen fruit, whether it's a blend of mangoes, pineapple, whichever kind. Just keep it to about, half to 1 cup if you're doing the frozen fruit. And then you can thin it out with some of your unsweetened milks, whether it's alternative of cashew, almond milk. Just be cautious of using too much of regular milk, just because that can have, a lot of the simple carbohydrates. Or you can always thin it out with water. And then you can always add ice to your smoothie if you're not using frozen fruit. And then I say the last thing you can add in is just your flavoring. So you can add a little bit of vanilla, you can add a little bit of cinnamon. Some people like ginger, or some people like a hint of spice with a little bit of cayenne pepper. And the last thing that you can add in is some type of fiber. Fiber can be from either chia seeds or flax seeds, which may need you to add a little bit more liquid just because they're going to make the smoothie a little bit thicker, which individuals like. But the fiber is going to help keep you full for a longer period of time, so it keeps you satisfied for several hours. One last thing when thinking of your smoothie, sometimes people also like to add in a healthy fat, so that can be avocado, it could be a scoop of almond butter, a scoop of peanut butter, it could be sometimes a scoop of coconut oil or a tablespoon of coconut butter. But all those things are important when you're putting together a smoothie. So like I said, it could be a vegetable, 1 serving of fruit, always some protein in there, and then I kind of call the other ones your add-ins or flavors. So whether that's And then of course you can always do a little bit of sweetener if your smoothie is not sweet enough. So you can do, sometimes people do a little bit of maple syrup, a little bit of raw honey, but sometimes I think just the natural fruit provides that own sweetness for you. So we just gave an example of how to put together a healthy smoothie. So I just wanted to kind of mention this of just some things you should be cautious about if you're not making a smoothie at home. So many different places, whether it's at the gym, different smoothie bars, they have just smoothies that you can purchase. And I just want you to be cautious of a couple of things. One, sometimes there's usually an overabundance of fruit. So I always say keep it to like 1 serving of fruit. And there are certain types of fruit that are low sugar, which are your berries, compared to other fruits which tend to be higher in sugar, like bananas, watermelon, pineapple, a lot of your tropical fruit. So sometimes smoothies have just too much sugar. So it's like they have bananas in them, they have pineapple, they have mango, then they have your blueberries and strawberries. And even though fruit is healthy, when it's too much, it's just too much sugar. Other things to be cautious about, sometimes the smoothie bars, they don't add any protein to it. So then you're just getting an overabundance of sugar and there's just no protein in there to keep you satisfied for that longer period of time. So those are a few things to just be cautious for when you're looking at a smoothie bar, looking to put it together. It's just kind of be cautious of how much sugar. I encourage you, if you ever get the option, to just kind of look at some of the menus online and just see how much sugar or how much protein, how many calories are in your smoothies. But those are just some of my tips. If you have any suggestions, or let me know what your favorite smoothie is, what you like to add to it. Once again, you're listening to Nutritional Questions with Julie.